It's Tuesday, November 9th, and Ryan and I are set up at the home farm. I hung this set last night, and we are on top of the ridge here. Basically, we've got cut beans on all sides of us, two big doe bedding areas on either side of this ridge. And I've got this food plot up on the ridge top. The skybox set is just 200 yards down the hill, and that last time we saw Chubbs, he was working his way up this ravine, and I've been getting some pictures of him in the mornings down on this bean-filled edge. Right here, probably 300 yards, is the field where Bella shot her buck earlier this year, and this whole ridge is super thick. We saw 8 or so does last night, so this time of year I just try to be where the does are, and it's actually nice to have a hunt where we see a bunch of does, because I've sort of been having trouble finding the does on this farm these last few weeks, so there's a lot bedding in and around this area. We had does come out of both sides of the ridge last night, and you got to think that this time of year we're going to have some of these bucks cruising these ridges. We're on the downwind side of this big thick ridge right here, so I'm hoping that we just get Chubbs working the top side of this, scent checking it. We got a northeast wind blowing kind of back up this ridge, and it's a little warm today. It's about mid-50s. It's supposed to get in the 60s again. It's overcast. Excited to be out. We're excited for this spot. So we've seen one little buck cruising this morning so far across that open cut bean field. The deer should start working their way back in here pretty soon. It's a little before 11, and overall pretty slow hunt this morning. We had one doe work through the plot and a couple small bucks that followed her through the plot. Saw a couple deer 500 yards off in the cut bean field. Certainly not what I was hoping for on November 9th. The wind is not really blowing as forecasted. It's supposed to be northeast, and it's really blowing pretty easterly. And it's supposed to switch to basically being straight east this evening. So I could probably make that work here, but I'm not sure. I need to go stare at the map and kind of game plan. We're going to get down for a little bit. I've got a few errands to run, and then we'll be back up on this farm this afternoon. All right, we are set up for the afternoon hunt. We have moved a whopping 50 yards. I decided that this is a good spot to run into Chubbs with this wind. We still have a northeast, but it's getting more east in it, and quite a few deer came down this lane last night when we had a really light west and then switching to north. So we just hopped across from that shagbark hickory to this one, and now we can overlook this really thick bedding area behind us, and we can see all the way down to that bottom plot where we've been seeing him, and now we've been getting pictures of him. Actually, the last time we saw him, he walked through the back of the plot and worked his way into this draw. I'm not sure where he went after that, but there's a bunch of deer trails back in here. Hopefully he shows up. We're down to our last 20 minutes. It's cooled off nicely, and we had a little uptick in movement here the last hour. Had a couple young bucks cruising and young bucks chasing does around through this plot, and then I can see 3 or 4 deer running around down in the bottom plot. None of them look like very big bucks. I certainly don't see anything that looks like Chubbs, but anyway, if we see anything good here the last 20 minutes, we'll show it to you. Otherwise, I'm going to strategize for the morning. We've got a straight east wind, so I have to think about where I want to set up, but try to cut Chubbs off somewhere. We'll see you guys tomorrow.